Hello everyone, it's Lydia with the design team project for My Paper Passion. That shop is owned by Natalia. She's Panchito3948. I love saying Panchito. And on Zibbet, she's Natalia3948. Thank you so much, Natalia. It was so much fun creating for you this month. It was an honor to be your guest designer. So let me get started. I altered an embroidery hoop. The papers are Divine by Prima 6x6 paper pad, and I used this paper here. You can kind of see where I traced the embroidery hoop and cut it out. The embroidery hoop measures 4 inches, and I received it in a rack from Doris Catchings. Thank you, Doris. And then I used this paper that has the banner prints, so I cut a strip up here. And from Natalia's shop, I used the gorgeous daisy mesh trim that I love, so sparkly. And I used this gorgeous trim. It's like a lace and satin combination, very pretty. And this one is cotton. It's like a daisy trim, really soft. That's all I have left on that one. And then I used some of her porcelain flowers, and these have ribbon centers. They're very beautiful. I love these. And I used some of her flat back pearls. And I don't know the millimeter on these pearls, but they're really small, tiny ones. And I used some of her pink acrylic flowers. They're so pretty and sparkly. And from my stash, I used the Bow Easy to make my seam binding bow. Thanks, Lori, for sending that to me. I love it. So here's my project. And the first thing I did was I painted and gessoed it. And then I added the paper from the back. So here's what the back looks like. There's the lace trim here. I hot glued that on there. So I added my paper, and here's the banner, and there's plenty of room here if she wants to add a small photo in this area. Sorry for the shadows, horrible. And then this is a wild orchid craft flower, I believe, and then I have the acrylic pink flowers on each end here, and then right on top I added the soft daisy trim. I love that. And then on the sides I added the flat back pearls all the way around. I made a bow with some seam binding, and then I added a piece of the mesh bling, daisy mesh bling in the center here. And then I have a garment pin and this gorgeous charm that was created by Carmen. She's Max Nana 2012. Thanks, Carmen. It's so beautiful. I love the beads on here. Isn't that pretty? And then with the pearls, the small pearl strands from Natalia's shop, I added some in the inside all the way around. And then over here, I just cut 2 small pieces and looped them and put them on either side here. That's another wild orchid craft flower. And then I have the beautiful porcelain flowers from Natalia's shop. And then I added the wider trim lace all the way around from the back. So that looks like that. And then on the chain here, so this is just like a nice pretty decorative piece for the wall. I have a lanyard hook, and I hooked it onto, sorry ladies, it's hard to show this. I hooked it onto this piece of the hoop, and you can use any kind of hoop or garment pin, anything on there to hold your chain. So then I added some chain from my stash, and I wound the ribbon around the chain. I saw this on a video, and I can't remember who it was, but I thought it looked really pretty, the chain with the lace wrapped around it. And then I just added a bit of seam binding here and added some charms. So I have a butterfly, and here with the mesh bling, I made my own little charm. This is pretty, it's cute, sparkly, and I just added a small pearl in the center. There's like a little dip in there where you can add a pearl. So I made my own little charm there. And then I have this bird that matches perfectly with the paper. It's the same bird as the paper on the Divine collection, and I have a little bead dangling from his beak there. And then I have another charm here, and I have a wing on this side, a little pink pearl, and this pretty charm on this side. So that's that. That is my project share, everyone. Thanks for watching. Post a comment if you wish. If you have any questions, post them down below. Thank you so much, Natalia. It was an honor guesting for you this month. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a fabulous day. Bye.